The parade ground is enormous and you are very small inside it. 10,000 soldiers around you and the sound of 10,000 pairs of boots landing on concrete at exactly the same moment is a sound that enters your chest before it enters your ears. You feel it in your sternum. You feel it in your teeth. You are 17 years old. You have been in uniform for 6 days. The man to your left is breathing incorrectly. You can hear it, slightly off the rhythm, slightly shallow. You don't look at him. Looking at him would mean your own eyes aren't forward and your own eyes must be forward. Everything must be forward here. Everything must be perfect. Perfection is the minimum. You discovered this on day 1. An instructor moved through your barracks at 4 a.m. and stood at the foot of your rack and looked at the fold of your blanket for 11 seconds in silence and then left. You lay still and breathed and waited and understood that you were being evaluated by standards you couldn't yet see. You are at the bottom of something that has no visible top. You say nothing. You march. Stage 1, Private, Year 1. Your unit is stationed outside Hamhung, North Hamgyong Province. The barracks are concrete. The windows don't seal completely against the winter, which arrives in October and stays until April. You sleep in your uniform on the coldest nights. The food is rationed. Not generously. You eat what you're given and you don't speak about wanting more. You learn this in the first week. A soldier at your table said something about the portion size. Not in complaint, in observation. One sentence. He said it quietly. 2 days later, he was gone from the barracks. No announcement. No explanation. His rack was stripped and reassigned within 24 hours. You ate every meal after that in silence and found the food adequate. Your commanding sergeant is a man named Kwon. Kwon has been in the Korean People's Army for 22 years. He is 41 and carries his age in his posture, absolutely straight, an iron column of a man who has spent decades demonstrating that the body can be made to perform beyond its preferences. Kwon does not yell. This surprises you initially. You expected screaming. What you get is something quieter and more effective, sustained, precise expectation. When you fail to meet it, the consequence is immediate and proportionate. When you meet it, the acknowledgement is minimal. A nod, a continuation, the absence of correction. In this system, the absence of correction is the highest available praise. You chase it. Stage 2. Learning what the walls are. The Army teaches you many things in the first year. Weapons maintenance. March discipline. Physical conditioning that extends past what you believed your body could sustain. Political education. Sessions that happen 3 times weekly, in which an officer reads from official texts and the correct responses are expected and given. You learn the correct responses quickly. This is survival, not belief, though the distinction is one you learn to keep entirely internal. The political sessions have a specific logic you map carefully. Certain words are mandatory. Certain expressions of loyalty are tested and recorded. The men who perform these sessions with the most visible sincerity move through the system more fluidly. This is not subtle. Everyone sees it. No one says it aloud. You perform your sincerity correctly. You survive the first year. You also learn the reporting structure. Not the official hierarchy that's given to you in orientation. The real structure. Who watches whom? Which soldiers in your barracks have relationships with the political officer that the others don't have? Which conversations can happen and which cannot? This mapping is never taught. It is learned through observation and occasionally through the painful education of watching someone else make a mistake. You learn it faster than most. You keep it in your head. You say nothing. Stage 3, Adaptation. At 18 months, the Army has become your body's understanding of normal. The cold is now just winter. The rations are now just food. The rhythm of political sessions and physical training and weapons drill has become the rhythm of time itself. You realize something about this environment that took you time to understand. The system is not designed to make you miserable. It is designed to make you replaceable and reliable. A soldier who has internalized the schedule is a soldier who doesn't require management. You have internalized the schedule. You begin to see the men around you more clearly. There are soldiers in your unit who are merely enduring, surviving through disconnection, maintaining just enough performance to remain unremarkable. There are soldiers who are broken by the weight of it, invisibly, in ways that will eventually manifest as errors. And there are soldiers who are using this environment to build something. You want to be the third kind. Sergeant Kwan gives you a small responsibility. You are made the designated weapons inspector for your squad. Before drills, you check your 12 squad mates' rifles. You report any deficiency. It is a minor authority. You treat it as if it is not minor. Every rifle is checked with the same standard as your own. Every deficiency is reported clearly and without personal feeling. The squad's weapons performance in inspection improves over the following weeks. Kwan notices. He says nothing, but he notices. Stage 4, Corporal, small authority. At 2 years, you are promoted. Corporal is the first rank that carries actual command responsibility. You lead a fire team of 4 soldiers. You are 20, leading men between 18 and 22. The authority is real. It is also watched from every direction. From above, your performance reflects on Kwan, who is watching whether his assessment of you was correct. From below, your 4 soldiers are evaluating whether you're someone they should follow or someone they need to manage. From the political officer, everything, always, is being noted. You move through all of this carefully. One of your 4 soldiers is named Ri. Ri is 19 and comes from a family with Songbun, the political classification system that assigns North Korean citizens inherited social rank based on their family's loyalty record during the founding of the state. Ri's Songbun is low. His family has a grandfather who collaborated with the Japanese colonial administration. This mark travels with him. You are aware that how you treat Ri is also being observed. You treat him exactly as you treat your other soldiers. Fairly. By performance standard alone. This is a careful calculation. Treating him poorly because of his songbun would align with one kind of political signal. Treating him visibly well would carry its own risk. Treating everyone by the same standard is the position that generates the least exposure. Ri's performance improves under your command. This outcome serves everyone. Stage 5, Lieutenant Officer. At 24, you receive your officer commission. This required 3 years of additional training at a military academy, a competitive selection that your performance as corporal and then sergeant made possible. Your songbun is adequate. Your political record is clean. Your performance metrics are in the top tier. You are now a lieutenant in the Korean People's Army. The officer corps is a different world from the enlisted ranks. Not more comfortable, the conditions are still hard. Different in the texture of pressure. The decisions you carry as an officer have consequences that extend beyond your own record. Your unit's failures are your failures. Your unit's political conduct is your conduct. You are responsible for your soldiers' loyalty assessments. This means you are responsible for watching them the same way you were watched. You do this. Not enthusiastically. Necessarily. Your commanding officer is a colonel named Pak. Pak is 53. He comes from a family with excellent songbun, military founders, Korean War heroes, 2 generations of party membership at the senior level. He moves through the army with the specific ease of someone who has never needed to be careful in the way you have needed to be careful. He treats you correctly, professionally. He assesses your performance accurately and advances you when your performance justifies it. You understand that Pak's world and yours, though they share the same uniform, are built on different foundations. You watch him and you understand that where you stand, you will always need to be more careful than he does. This is simply the truth of the system. You accept it. Stage 6, Major/Lieutenant Colonel, the weight. You are 32. You command a battalion. 700 soldiers. The decisions at this level reach into every aspect of those soldiers' lives. Their training, their political development, their ration distribution, their family contact protocols, their deployment assignments. You carry all of this with a precision that has become natural over the years. But something else has come with this level of authority. Visibility. At higher rank, you become visible to interests that didn't previously have reason to notice you. The State Security Department, the political police, has officers embedded at every level of military command. At battalion level, they are present, active, and watching not just soldiers but commanders. Specifically you. You've known this abstractly since your first year. You now feel it concretely. A junior officer in your battalion is arrested for possession of foreign media. A USB drive with South Korean content. The investigation touches everyone near him. You are interviewed by a state security officer named Cho. Cho is 45. He has the particular quality of someone who uses silence as a tool. He asks you about the arrested officer's behavior, his associations, anything unusual in his conduct. You tell the truth about what you observed. Completely. Without volunteering anything that doesn't answer the specific question. The interview concludes. You return to your duties. You wait for 3 weeks without sleeping well. Nothing comes. But you understand that the 3 weeks happened. And that they can happen again. Stage 7. Colonel and above. The view from here. You are 41. You are a colonel. You sit in planning rooms in Pyongyang. You attend meetings where strategy is discussed at a level that didn't exist in your sightline for the first 2 decades of your career. You see the full structure of the institution that has shaped every day of your adult life. It is larger than you understood from below. And more fragile. The fragility comes from the same source as the structure's power, the absolute centralization of authority. Every significant decision flows upward through a hierarchy that ultimately reaches one point. This creates a system where the men closest to that point have extraordinary influence and extraordinary danger. Where loyalty can be rewarded without limit and disloyalty, or the perception of it, can end everything instantly. You have watched 3 senior officers at your level disappear from their positions in the past 5 years. No announcements. No explanations that reached you officially. The institution absorbs their absences the same way it absorbed the soldier in your barracks at year 1. Quickly. Completely. You think about what 24 years in this system has made of you. A man of genuine capability, you believe this honestly. The training, the discipline, the decades of sustained high performance in demanding conditions have produced something real. You can command. You can plan. You can lead men through difficulty. You have also become something else. A man of absolute caution. A man who has internalized the watching so thoroughly that you no longer experience it as external. You monitor your own thoughts before they become words. You assess every relationship for its political texture before allowing it depth. You live inside a self-censorship so complete that it is no longer censorship, it is simply the shape of your consciousness. You do not experience this as loss. You have nothing to compare it to. This is what the system produces when it works completely. You stand at a window in a Pyongyang building looking east. The city is arranged below you in its careful geometry. Monuments. Boulevards. The river. A young soldier crosses the plaza below at the precise march that you learned at 17 on the parade ground outside Hamhung. You watch him. You remember the sound of 10,000 boots landing together. You remember Kwan and the absence of correction. You remember the soldier who said one sentence about portion size and was gone within 48 hours. You remember learning to make your sincerity look correct. You remember all of it. And you understand something that you could not have understood at 17. The system didn't shape you. The system is you now. Not because you surrendered to it. Because you survived it so long and so completely that the surviving became the living. You turn from the window. There is a meeting in 20 minutes. You straighten your uniform. You go.